captain at the helm, navigating waters in this crypto realm. Charts like constellations, I'm mapping the stars. Wallets full of dreams, I'm stacking the bars. Digits dance, decimals do the samba. Markets a jungle, I'm Tarzan in the drama. Blockchain spinning, a digital parade. I'm the tour guide through the mess we wade. Huddle or fold, the question burns. In this game of risk, the tables turn. Good morning, crypto, I light up the haze, guiding the lost through these crypto waves. From FOMO to fortune, I'm paving the ways. BC Port Corp, your lighthouse ablaze. Bull stampede, bears in hibernation. I'm the translator for this strange equation. Ether rising, Bitcoin flexing, altcoins whisper, I'm here dissecting. Rug pulls lurking, shadows in the mist. I see the red flags, they don't make my list. Whales making splashes, minnows feel the quake, but I'm the steady hand when the markets shake. I'm the translator for the strange equation. Ether rising, Bitcoin flexing, altcoins whisper, I'm here dissecting. Rug pulls lurking, shadows in the mist. I see the red flags, they don't make my list. Whales making splashes, minnows feel the quake, but I'm the steady hand when the markets shake. Ablaze.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Crypto, where we turn your early hours in the morning into your edge of financial freedom. I've got a few headlines today. Most of them are going to be about the trade deals that we've been seeing going into place. You know, August 1st was that deadline, and we're seeing a lot of countries trying to meet that deadline so they don't get hit by some crazy tariffs. But before we dive into all of that, you know what I got pulled up? It's that stock heat map. Let's see what we're looking at for the morning, because we are seeing a little bit of some movements one way or another. So let's dive on into that. Get you prepped for some success today. We do have Apple up 0.06 off of its close, looking to the upside this morning, up 0.25. We've got Nvidia sitting down 0.14 off of its close, looking towards the upside this morning though, 0.65. We've got Berkshire Hathaway up 0.72 off of its close, continuing to see some green, just like the financial sector has been, up 0.39. We've got Amazon down 0.34, looking to the upside this morning though, up 0.54. We've got Eli Lilly sitting to the upside this morning and off of its close, was sitting up 0.9%. Looking to the upside this morning, 0.51%. We've got ExxonMobil sitting a little in the red from its close, down 0.35. Looking to take back all of those losses this morning, though, sitting up 0.44%. We've got Tesla looking to the upside off of its close, 3.52%, and then continuing to see some very nice moves towards the upside, up 1.51% this morning. We've got P&G, one of those stocks in the red this morning, sitting down 0.32 off of its close and sitting down 0.23% this morning. We've got Microsoft looking to the upside, 0.55, looking to the upside as well. Off of its close, up 0.55. This morning, up 0.33. We've got Google up 0.46 off of its close, up 0.41% this morning. And to wrap it on out, we've got Meta was looking in the red off of its close on Friday, down 0.3, looking to take back all of those losses and add some gains on top of it, up 0.61%. Hopping over to the crypto side, we're looking extremely green over there as well. We do have a few outliers, not too unexpected. BCH did get some nice moves. I was in a short over the weekend. Actually, beginning on Friday. If you were at Wall Street Weekly, you knew about that one. But let's dive on into this one. We've got Bitcoin sitting up 0.7% right now. Ethereum up 2.9%. We've got XRP up 2%. We've got BNB sitting up 7.7% right now. Solana up 3%. We've got Doge up 2.4%. Tron looking quite neutral, 0% on the daily and the hourly right now. We've got Cardano up 1.8%. We've got Hyperliquid taking a spot from Sui in that market cap, sitting up 1.8%, while 2.9%, while Sui is sitting up 1.3%. We've got Stellar Lumens up 1.4%. We've got Chainlink up 2.8%. HBAR sitting up 1.1%. We've got Bitcoin Cash sitting a little bit to the downside, down 0.1%. We've got Avalanche up 8.5% right now. Litecoin holding that number 18 spot, sitting up 1.5%, while Toncoin is up 2 spots from number 21 in the market cap to number 19 in the market cap, sitting up 3.7%, and Shiba Inu holding that number 20 spot, sitting up 1.4%. Hopping over to those fear and greeds, we're still looking a little greedy. Stock market sitting at 75 and some greed, not extreme greed. We did get that little brief glimpse into the extreme greed last week, looking to see if we can make our move back into that today. We are looking, that was the crypto side. Stock side looking at 74 and greed. So pretty much the same as the crypto side of things. Looking at that greed, trying to make that move back to some extreme greed. We're seeing Bitcoin make a little bit of a higher low on our macro time frame, so we'll kind of have to keep our eyes, see if we can get that little break above, grab that liquidity at 12800. There's quite a bit of liquidity up there on the daily. Looking to the bottom side though, we've got some liquidity stacking up at that 117,400 area. Zoom this on out, take a look at that 3-day, see where any explosive moves might take us. Looking like that bottom side liquidity is the area to watch for. 117, almost 100 there, sitting a little bit above it. But if you're going to go there, you might as well hit that whole area. So that bottom side's coming in a little lower, 116, almost 600. We've got that 2-week looking quite nice for some grabs of liquidity. We have talked about some of those areas, and some of those areas are sitting directly above us. We've got that 12400 and the old all-time highs, sitting at that 12500. So a nice little broad range of liquidity towards the top side. Zooming on out, taking a look at that 1 month so we can see that liquidity directly underneath us, sitting at $113,000. We've got a nice little range of liquidity down here. Not looking too hot on that monthly, but if we continue to move sideways, we might see that start heating up a little bit more as we do make those dips a little bit lower. We did get a nice little bounce off of the fair value gap that I had talked about last week, so we'll keep our eyes on that one again because it's still open and ready for some more grabs. Hopping over to this economic calendar this week, we do have some heavy data that will be coming out this week. Nothing too heavy today though. So scrolling on down, we got that Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index that'll be at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Scrolling on down, taking a look at Tuesday because that's going to be our heavy data drop day. We've got the good trade balance. We've got retail inventories excluding auto month over month. We've got wholesale inventories month over month as well. Scrolling on down a little bit further, we got the housing price index. We've got the S&P Case-Shiller home price month over month and year over year. Definitely going to be keeping my eye on that year over year. We have been seeing a slight decrease on that, but not too unexpected as people are not really buying houses. We also have JOLTS job openings looking like a little bit of a decrease there. Maybe some people are getting some jobs as we have been seeing your labor market showing a little bit of some strength. Scrolling on down a little bit further, we do get that API crude oil stock change. Our biggie for the week, though, scrolling on down, is going to be GDP growth rates. We've got that coming out of Italy, out of Germany, out of the European Union. Scrolling on down a little bit further, we get that coming out of Mexico and the United States. So Wednesday looking like a very hot data drop day. We've got Bank of Canada's interest rate decision. Scrolling on down a little bit further, we've got that federal interest rate decision as well. Forecasted as no change on the board, so we will be keeping our eyes on all of these data drops this week, but I'm not expecting any change on that interest rate decision. Let's hop over to that Bitcoin chart and dive into the chat because it looks like it's moving this morning. We've got Jesse Gluck first in here. We've got K Diggity saying smooth to that intro music we had playing before the show started. I appreciate that. Was trying to take it back to the old days, throwing a little bit of jazz into the rap style. I kind of liked it. It was a nice and relaxing way to start the day. We've got K Diggity saying he's going to go grab some coffee and that he'd be back. Well, I'm 2 cups down, so hope you're catching up, K Diggity. We've got Dylan VA in here. Good morning to you, sir. We've got Caliphant in here saying good morning to you. I know it's probably really late for you, so I'm glad that you were able to catch the show this morning. We've got Crypto Billy in here. Caliphant saying Tesla is her stock. Well, you've been doing all right on some Tesla. It's been getting some moves to the upside after it was battered down. So I hope you were buying when it was battered down. And I was telling people this might be a little bit of a buying time. We've got, scrolling on down, Aiko in the chat. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a great day. Let's see who else we got. That looks like that's it for the morning. I know we got a few lurkers in the background, so good morning to all of you. Hope you're having a great day so far. Let me get this Bitcoin chart zoomed on out. There we go. That light was a little bright, was washing me out there. So got that all fixed too. Let's get this Bitcoin chart pulled up on the daily. We are still looking like we're ranging here, making some resistance up at that $120,000 mark. We've talked about needing to get above that. really turning it into some support. Crypto Billing is saying, check out some AVAX. We can definitely do that one. Got AVAX on the list there. All right. We've got that resistance coming in at that $120,000 mark. We do have some liquidity there, so if we make that move towards the upside, that is the area to grab. You've got your MACD and your prime oscillator getting some sideways momentum here, but your money flow is starting to head out here. So we'll kind of have to keep our eye on that one, see if we can get a little push of liquidity on our of money flow on our shorter term time frame to really go up and grab that top side liquidity sitting at that platinum pocket on our fib extensions. We are getting that sideways momentum here on the daily, so we'll kind of need that to start coming on in the short term time frame. If we want to hold up these levels, we did get that nice dip into our fair value gap that we'd been talking about for quite a while. Got that bounce directly off of the midline, which is something we had talked about, that 114,800 area to see some bouncing action off of. That's exactly what happened. But if we continue to see this resistance at 120,000 over and over and over again, I would look to close this fair value gap. It's also a CME gap, so a dual reason to really come back into those areas and test it. Let's zoom it on in, take a look at that 4 hour, because that 4 hour is also getting that sideways momentum. Not too unexpected, as you're really struggling to see a money flow do anything in either direction. You don't get very heavy outflows, you don't get very heavy inflows. You just get those inflows that really hold price up from going too far down. And once you start getting back up to that $120,000 area, you kind of see that money flow start to wane out just a little bit. Your volume's still holding quite nicely here on the 4 hour, but you are getting a little bit toppy here, seeing that little bit of some curvature on the prime oscillator, seeing that curvature here on the MACD as well. But it's more some sideways momentum for now, and we'll kind of keep our eye on this money flow as it just got that visit into some outflows. We do have 118,200 being that area to kind of hold up if we want to make that move back above 120,000 to really grab that top side liquidity. If you don't hold it, then it looks like we'd probably be making our way all the way back down again. And that's kind of what we've done over and over. You failed to hold that 120, that 118,200, and you get that move back to the downside. You hold it, you get that move up to 120,000. So that's kind of what I'll be watching for this morning. Get that zoomed in. Take a look at that 1 hour here. I see JR making his way in here. Good morning to you, sir. Hope you're having a great day. He says it's the loyal brother. AVAX is a larger small bag for me. I'd like to see one get back to the 40s so I can sell, says K Diggity. Well, we can take a look at that one. I did have another project I wanted to take a look at. It was an old favorite, and it's making some moves towards the upside. And if you've been watching Good Morning Crypto for a while, you know what that project is. It is a DeFi project that I was staking for a while. Kind of got out of it back when we were making those lower highs on Bitcoin, and I didn't have faith in alts. And I was like, you know what? Now's the time to really get out before I don't have a whole bunch of profits on my altbacks. And now it's looking like it's making some moves. So we will take a look at that one as well. We do have Bitcoin kind of ranging here on the hourly, holding up that 18,800 area. That's where we're seeing a lot of buying wicks starting to come into play on this hourly. But your MACD and your prime oscillator heading on the way back down, and that money flow just breaking into those outflows. Your volume has slowed up quite a bit here, so it'd be very easy to really switch that back up, kind of bounce around at that 120 to 118,200. This is that top side zone we are watching for, holding up that 18,200 to get that move back up to 120. If we don't hold that 118,200, making our way back down to some of that bottom side liquidity. We still have all of that liquidity residing underneath our fair value gap as well, and that old all-time high that was not retested at $112,000. I have that coming in a little short below that, where we had those candle body closes, and that's 111,800. That's kind of that area I'm watching for some downside movements if you can close out this fair value gap. Let's take a look at the 15-minute, see what we're looking at here, because that morning does look like it can get a little bit up some upside momentum here with that prime oscillator seeing a reversal signal, that volume trying to hold a little steady here. You've got your MACD getting a curvature back towards the upside. The only thing we're missing is that money flow coming on in. We are sitting in some brief outflows right now in our in-between time before that American market really gets its open. So we'll be keeping our eye on that as well. We do have that peak seeker indicator that flashed from up here, and we're sitting below our VWAP as well. So kind of looking like we're a little bit on a downtrend here. Might see that bounce at that 118,200 if we can't see that money flow start coming on in. We'll be watching that this morning as we are trying to cool off some of those oscillators and continue to cool those off. We're doing it with some sideways momentum here with very quick moves down to grab out liquidity and then really making some lower highs. That's what we've been doing this entire time. You know, you make that all-time high, move a little sideways here, grab some liquidity, continue to move sideways and make a lower high, move sideways, grab out some liquidity that was below here, make that move back towards the upside, grab out some liquidity, make that move back up towards the upside, move a little sideways, grab liquidity, make that move back up towards the upside. So it kind of looks like that next move would be to range a little sideways and then grab out some more liquidity. So that's kind of what I got my eyes on, and we'll see how that plays out for the morning. We do have a lot of heavy data drops this week that might push things a little bit towards the downside. I do see Darren does things in here. Good morning to you, sir. We've got a few projects that have been requested. That's AVAX. We're going to take a look at some Injective as well. That's one of my faves, and we will see how that one's doing. Let's get over to these quick news articles. We're not going to dive too heavy into them, but Japan says a $550 billion package in trade deal could finance Taiwanese chip maker in the United States. They've already got a factory in Arizona, looking to make 2 more factories in Arizona and manufacture some chips there. Scrolling on down to that and diving on in. Let's see, here it is. Japan and the United States are like-minded countries, are working together to build supply chains in sectors critical to the economic security, Akazawa told the public broadcaster at NHK. To that end, he said projects eligible for financing under the package are not limited to U.S. or Japanese firms. For example, if a Taiwanese chip maker builds a plant in the U.S. and uses Japanese components or tailors its products to meet Japanese needs, that is fine too, he said, without specifying the company. The U.S. is significantly reliant on Taiwan's TSMC for advanced chips manufacturing, raising economic security concerns due to geographical proximity to China. They've already got one factory that's manufacturing in Arizona, and they're looking to make 2 more. And this is Japan's little bit of a nod to that company, saying they might be throwing some money into that sector. We've got a EU and US trade deal in place, was just announced. So a big move, nice for Europe and nice for America. They are a little bit reliant on oil and some of our farming goods as well. So they like their beef, but they don't really have the kind of cattle farms that we do here. So that's kind of something for the positive, as China kind of took a step back from some of our farming goods. The United States and the European Union have agreed to a trade deal ending a months-long standoff between the two of the world's biggest economic partners after a make-or-break negotiations between President Donald Trump and European Commissioner President Ursula von der Leyen nailed it, hopefully. In Scotland, the pair agreed to a U.S. tariff on all EU goods of 15%. That is half of the 30% import tax rate Trump had threatened to implement starting on Friday. He said the 27-member bloc would open its markets to U.S. exporters with 0% tariff on certain products. Von der Leyen also hailed the deal, saying it would bring stability for both allies, who together account for almost a third of the world's global trade. Von der Leyen, that sounds Dutch. It could be. I mean, they're part of the EU, Jesse, so definitely could be. Trump has wielded tariffs against major U.S. trade partners in a bid to reorder global economy and trim the American trade deficit, as well as the EU. He has struck tariff agreements with the UK, Japan, Indonesia, Philippines, and Vietnam, who all incidentally manufacture goods that America buys quite a bit of. Although he has not achieved his goal of 90 deals in 90 days, we have made some big strides. So that's something I was quite happy to talk about this morning. I did tease it last week, and we are finally there. Filthy Dutch, says JR. Yeah, he's not here this morning either, so I'm sure he'll slide on in a little bit later. We got South Korea here making some posturings for a trade deal agreement with the United States. South Korea proposes a major shipbuilding investment in the U.S. ahead of a tariff negotiation deadline. I'll be keeping my eyes on this one. They're just proposing a multi-billion-dollar shipbuilding investment package in the United States as part of an ongoing negotiation to avert steep U.S. tariffs as the August 1st deadline for such a deal nears, the government sources said on Monday, noting the proposal appears to be well received. This is big news here, as South Korea makes a lot of electronics in that durable goods sector that American continues to buy. So I will watch this one unfold, and if we have anything new announced on it, we will definitely be talking about this. Crypto Billy says, what, Trump didn't hit his goal? No way. I mean, I'm not surprised. You know, you're trying to negotiate with 90 different countries all at once, and you've got some pretty strong arm barring that you've done, but making some deals with some of the biggest manufacturers of U.S. goods, like Vietnam, Indonesia, who make a lot of our clothing. This South Korea deal would be that next big one, who produces a lot of our electronics, getting Taiwanese goods manufactured in the United States on that electronics side of things. These are all big things. And 90 was never really a doable target. I never thought it was coming. We just need some of those South American countries to really step up and make some deals, because we do rely on them a little bit for some farming goods and a little bit of some oil. So we will kind of have to see if any of those countries step forward to make some deals. Let's see. He hasn't been the same since his best friend committed suicide. Oh my goodness. I'm not even going to dive into that too far. I don't have my tinfoil hat on, and I try to stay as apolitical as possible. Let's hop over to some of these charts here. We had AVAX requested. We can take a look at some injective as well. So let me get AVAX pulled up. Make sure I'm on the crypto side of things. There we go. We got AVAX. Getting that pulled up. AVAX making some moves towards the upside there. Nice strong moves too. We saw that 24.97 mean that area to really turn into some support and get that move towards the upside. JR saying tinfoil hat time. No sir, it is time to do some analysis on some projects. But we can do some of that tinfoil hat stuff over on my channel on Wall Street Weekly, which I will be doing more often. I should have some time this Friday to do another episode of Wall Street Weekly, so might need to get my tinfoil hat on a little bit later in the show, because you know what? You can shadow ban someone that's got like 60 subs. I'm not trying to get Piper Academy shadow banned, because you know, this is how I make a little bit of money. And it's how you guys get your information. So we don't want to shadow ban Piper Academy. We want it to grow. I can shadow ban my channel and have all of the fun there, or stream it over on Twitter and have all of the fun there. I'm not trying to get this one shadow banned. We'll leave the tinfoil hat to OC here, because he doesn't dive as crazy into it as I would. Let's get AVAX pulled up on that 4 hour, see what we're looking at here, because looking like you could continue to see this run towards the upside if you can continue to see this volume spiking up here. Let's get this moved on out so you can see that a little bit better. We talked about that platinum pocket and $21.70 being that next real area to watch for. We got that strong move off the platinum pocket, bounced off of 21.70 and then got that move directly back up towards our old resistance at that $25 area. We're now trying to make that move back up towards our golden pocket. It has been a while since we've been there. Talking about February of this year was the last time we were at the golden pocket. So nice strong moves back up for AVAX, but we still have a little bit of a ways to go to get back up to where we'd been. This golden pocket is going to be that next real area of resistance to watch for. That's coming in at $30.34. We're kind of halfway there right now. So waiting to see if we can continue to get some money flow coming on in here. 4 hour does have some reversal signals that have flashed, but that prime oscillator sitting in the green and still pointing to the upside. So we'll kind of have to see if that shorter term time frame gives us some continuation there. We got that halfway pullback of that strong move back up, and we're now continuing off of our old resistance. Taking a look at this hourly here, see what we're looking at. We got a nice little cool down on that quick move sideways on top of our old resistance, and then we got that strong move back towards the upside. You are seeing a reversal signal that has flashed, some overbought signals as well, but you're giving that curvature back towards the upside here on that prime oscillator, and that volume's continuing to hold quite nicely here. So we'll be watching this money flow here as well. Taking a look at that 15-minute and the morning, you might see a little bit of some pullback here. You do have two bearish divergences that have stacked up. I would look to see a third stack up here as we're getting that overbought signal. We don't have a next reversal signal that has really flashed yet, but I do see that coming our way here as we do see that prime oscillator getting a little bit of some curvature. That doesn't mean we don't continue to run towards the upside, as we can definitely stack up a few more bearish divergences here. I would like to see a retest of the middle of this area coming in at about 26.25. That'd be a nice little area to see some bouncing action off of. That would be that mid area where we got a lot of resistance and didn't really see any bouncing action off of. Coming in about 26.20-ish. Let me get that shorter term time frame. Let me get that one drawn, deleted there, and this one as well. So that's that area we would kind of watch for some bouncing action. $26, about 20-ish cents there. We got a lot of resistance at that area. Didn't really get a very nice retest of it on that way up. Yeah, about 26.20, 20, almost 30 there. So we got a little bit of some sideways ranging on top of it, but as we're making that move back towards the upside, seeing this be about the midline of that there. Let me get a fib retracement tool pulled up from here, shooting for a little bit higher than that. You can see that coming in. There's that about that 236 lining up at that area as well. If we continue to see a little more upside momentum there, 236 would come in right around that same area. All right, that was AVAX for you. Let's take a look at some injective, one of my old favorite projects, making those strong moves back towards the upside here. We did have this short-term fib tool pulled up. Let me get that hidden, and we're looking back to the macro here. We do have this platinum pocket coming in that we would need to get above, and you can kind of see the rest of those are way up there. So quite a ways to still go for some injective. Who else is slightly thinking a bullish Monday, bearish half week, maybe half week, maybe week, or is it literally up only season? That's kind of what I was just explaining to a friend, JR. See, and that's kind of what I was thinking too. Seeing a little bit more upside, maybe a little bit of some sideways ranging like I had talked about on Bitcoin, and then seeing that nice grab of liquidity towards the bottom side. You're really seeing a little bit of some capital roll back over into some of those stronger projects that had ripped at the beginning. But when you're taking a look at those stronger projects that are really ripping towards the upside, very few of them are getting back above strong levels. Like Injective, still not above its platinum pocket here, although it has made some new highs here in the short-term time frame. You did have this higher low coming on in here. You've got your higher high coming on in here as well, but your platinum pocket's going to be a strong area to watch us get above. That's $17. That $17 area that we really need to get above. We have this old fair value gap directly above the platinum pocket. That would probably be a resistance area as well. So kind of seeing us get back above that resistance area that we were watching for. That's that $14.67. The same way that AVAX had been struggling with some resistance, and then really got that strong move above it with a nice little retest back here of some highs, and then getting some strong moves towards the upside. You are seeing quite similar things here on the 4-hour with some reversal signals that have flashed, the overbought signals as well, but you're getting that curvature back towards the upside here, and MACD still on its way towards the upside. Kind of waiting to see what happens at those key resistance areas where AVAX is getting up towards our golden pocket, Injective is getting up to the platinum pocket there. So these are some strong levels that we could watch for some resistance to come on in, get some retests of some lower levels, and see what happens there. If we do get that nice liquidity grab towards the bottom side on Bitcoin, that would really mess up some of these alts that have been on some strong moves towards the upside, but failing to get above very key levels for them. We do have Injective on the hourly, looking a little bit toppy here as well, seeing that overbought signal, those reversal signals having flashed. We've got a bearish divergence here as well, but I would look for another bearish divergence here on the hourly before we see that stronger move back down. We do have that top side coming on in at about 15-ish. Let me get that moved here. Uh, get it unlocked and then get it moved on up towards that area to really watch for to see some bouncing action on the top side coming in about 1545-ish. Let me get that moved. There we go. Got that moved on over. We got a lot of touches on 1541. That's kind of that area I would watch for if we get some pullback action off of that platinum pocket there. We did have that 15-minute and the morning still looking a little bit toppy, but that reversal signal flashed. We got that nice sideways momentum here on price action to cool things off instead of getting that stronger move towards the downside. And then we got that nice curvature back up for the prime oscillator. MACD looking quite similar as well. Broke below our indicator line, but started to get that sideways momentum here as well. So really getting those strong cool offs with some sideways momentum. That's what cooled off this hourly here just a little bit. We'll kind of have to see if we can get that push back up towards $17 for injective and then make our decisions there. Thanks for the advice, K-Dig. I've been laddering in some shorts lighter than the longs, and it saved my bum on BCH and Vine over the weekend. I escaped in profit, thank heavens. Oh, did you make a play on some BCH there? Well, let's take a look at it. I know that's on my list there somewhere. Let's just go over to here. Take a look at some BCH because I did make a little bit of play off of it. There it is. I made a little bit of a play off of it. Let's get that zoomed on out. Take a look at that 4 hour there. And we made that play way back here on July 25th. Yep, that would have been that Friday. We got this nice move here from the peaks. I didn't catch the peak. I caught this nice little retest there on the shorter term time frame. Let's get that on the hourly there so you can see it a little bit better. Got that nice little peak back up. Saw that lower high coming on in. And we entered our short here. And then we got a lot of messing around here. And I exited at the 382. So I was hoping it would go a little bit further. Kind of cool those oscillators off with all those bearish divergences that really stacked up. Oop, wrong thing there. Let me get back to BCH with all that sideways momentum that was happening on the 382 and seeing those bearish divergences stack up along with that. I was hoping for a stronger move below it, but we kept seeing that come in as some support. Got a quick liquidity grab toward the bottom side of it, and then that was really the start of this switch around and back up to the 236 here. So BCH sitting at some very nice levels here. Seeing it cool off quite a bit here on the hourly as well with that nice little liquidity grab below the 236, seeing that reversal signal really flash here, seeing that curvature back up. MACD not really getting that curvature, but we'll have to wait on some volume and money flow. I think I entered right before it pumped again, says JR. So you probably entered like right over here thinking you were going to catch that with all the bearish divergences that I thought we were going to push back below. And I'm really glad I kind of got out at the 382 over here because I was like, I don't think so. And we really saw that quick flip around. With all of these bearish divergences, I was expecting something a little more pushed down towards the bottom side because we had all of these levels back here coming in about 480. That was kind of what I was hoping for, but did not get that at all. We got that nice strong push back up to the 236. Taking a look at that 15-minute and the morning, looking like you could continue to see some pump in action or at least some sideways ranging on either side of your 236 here. We tried to hold that up quite nicely this morning. You can see all of those candles coming on in quite small on top of the 236 before we got that nice strong bounce back up, grab some liquidity, and then make the move back down, grab some liquidity. So grabbing liquidity on both sides and waiting to see if we can get that move in either direction there. I'd kind of keep my eye on this 589, 590 area, which is that 236, and then see what kind of move we can make next. Is this going to come in as some resistance? Is this going to come in as some support? If it does come in as some resistance, we do have some nice areas below us at about 570 to kind of keep your eye on. That'd be that next thing I would watch for. If we see it come in as some resistance, you do have very strong resistance above us at 605. So if we do get back towards the upside, 605 is going to be a little bit of a resistance area for the morning. Getting that zoom back out to that 4 hour so we can see what might come in above that. Next real resistance area above 604 is going to be coming in at about 625. So those two price points to the upside to kind of keep your eye on, 604 and 625. Bottom side coming in at about 570. So two real areas to watch for on Bitcoin Cash. Hopefully we can see a little bit of a move towards the upside, grab out some of that liquidity for Bitcoin, see some sideways ranging action, and then if we keep repeating that pattern that we've been in, to look for a little bit of a downside liquidity grab. It is 5:27 my time. About time to wrap that show on up. We do have several shows here on the Piper Academy to keep your eye out for. That's going to be that morning market report with Army Piper and OC Guy with the great breakdown of your data. We've got a lot of data this week, so make sure to tune in every single day and get the breakdown of the data and see what we'd be looking for going forward. This is a very, very heavy data drop week, so make sure to tune on in. We've got Trading with OC Guy at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, a great place to learn, a great place to have some fun. We've got Markets After Dark with Lunar Beaches Crypto at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. And you might want to tune on in because I think there's an announcement to be made over there. So hopefully we will see you at the next one, and y'all are trading safe and being prepared because heavy data drop week means volatility. Everyone wake up because today is going to be a good day.
The sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, you grow hard about what you want to be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good